Welcome back. Back now with the ongoing heavy rains, and our reporter George Masinga tells us that Masinga Dam is now full to capacity and the waters have started spilling over. This comes just a day after the government issued an alert for people living downstream to move to higher ground for fear of heavy flooding. George visited the dam today, and this is what he found out.
Masinga Dam has hit headlines for the past 24 hours, more so after the government issued an alert of an imminent water spillage due to high water levels. Our visit to the dam just a day later shows that the prediction could actually be true, with the latest statistics being just 0.8 meters before spillage, something that will actually affect residents living in Tana River. Is what welcomes us to Masinga Dam in Bere. The water accumulates in the dam steadily, oblivious of the optimum levels it will register in less than 24 hours. When we get here, the water levels are at 1,056.37 meters above sea level, just 0.17 meters short of its spillage capacity of 1,056.5 meters. The dam draws its waters from Tana River, spreading a distance of 45 kilometers from the Tana Delta. At the moment, we are told 667 cubic meters of water flow every second, the highest ever received in over 3 years. At around 4 p.m., drops of water begin to occupy the spillway. This spillway stretches for close to a kilometer and joins the Tana River again. The spillage, an indication that water flowing downstream will soon reach those residing in Tana River. The flooding effect may not be felt in the surrounding villages here, but those in Tana River. As the sun sets, the Friday ultimatum issued for residents living in Tana River to move to higher ground draws near. George Masinga, KTN News at Masinga Dam.
Let's take you to a developing humanitarian situation now in the county of Homa Bay. Now picture this. It is lunchtime at Osodo Primary School, now doubling as an evacuation center. The pupils have come out in their numbers for lunch, but for those whose parents are not in, they take it upon themselves to get what they will eat. Take a look.
It is lunch break at Osodo Primary School, now doubling as evacuation center. The pupils have come out in their numbers for lunch, but for those whose parents are not in, they take it upon themselves to get what they will eat. It is a time of crisis here at Osodo.
We have a number of infections, like common cold, dry coughs, malaria, and athlete's feet.
But that has not robbed laughter from the innocent eyes of these children. 20-year-old Winnie Achieng, a widow, gives us a picture of what living here at the school camp is like.
Tuko hapa, tents hizi zijatosa. Kama sahi tuko hapa na madhe yangu na mimi na watoto. Sasa hii iwezi kututosa. Lazima hata mimi nawezi kubaki kama mimi nalala hapa, lakini watoto lazima walale kwa darasa. Lakini hata kama mvua ikikuja inatupiga, kama jana mvua initupiga mpaka tukatoka hapa usiku tukaenda kwa darasa.
She says that all of their farmlands have been destroyed by the flood, making them dependent on relief food from humanitarian agencies.
Ukiamka asubuhi hakuna cha kufanya, umekata mtoto anaenda shuleni kama haja kula kitu.
Vincent Ochieng has just finished lunch served right here in the open, and he is ready to go back to the class for the afternoon classes. He says comfort is no longer in his vocabulary.
I sleep here, and here we are 3 families, and we are waking up at 4. We can't read here because we have parents, and some activities that take place here like cooking.
According to the school deputy head teacher George Angira, the influx of those displaced by the floods could have serious implications on health and education.
Our toilets are constrained to the extent that they are not serving us well now, because right now they are quite full. And I think that is a serious health risk to the pupils and even to the population that is staying on the compound.
But this does not come without a solution from the experienced teacher.
A hall should be built on the compound which can accommodate and help in such situations, such that when lessons are on, the children are not disrupted by the parents who are on the ground. That hall would be of great help to them. They can go and shelter themselves there so that the lesson can also go on.
The humanitarian situation right here at Osodo Evacuation Camp cannot be understated, and with every sunrise, The residents of Wangchieng location who are now residing here are reminded of what used to be their homes, now marooned by floodwaters from Miriu River. Kevin Ogutu, KTN News, at Osodo Primary School in Homa Bay County.
Safaricom has flagged off the Twaweza Live experience, which will see the company interact with its over 29 million customers across the country over the next 7 months. The campaign, which was officially launched a week ago, is set to visit Rift Valley, Central, Eastern, Coast, Nyanza, Western and Nairobi regions, delivering a mix of entertainment, product education, customer services, free medical camps and community projects. Acting Director of Consumer Business, Charles Wanjoy, said the experience aims to solidify its connections with customers across the country. The roadshow caravan will spend 10 days in each region, during which the company's regional sales and operations teams will deliver services and great offers on devices right to customers' doorsteps.
Well, the concept behind it is about the people, giving them knowledge, opportunities, and that's all I'm all about. I'm all about bringing people together, create music, after talent and all that.
Safaricom has created a very fair ground where the artists can the fans can actually meet the artists. You can ask me questions. All right, I can tell you about my upcoming projects. You can tell me what you've been thinking about my music, and we actually just engage. You know, Twaweza. That's the theme.
Twaweza Live is basically an opportunity for the Safaricom brand to really go out there and really engage with our customers. At the end of the day, the essence of what the whole Twaweza repositioning and brand positioning is, going into our Kenyan communities and really engaging with our customers one-on-one to really understand and to really engage with them and see how we can do what is our brand essence, which is about really driving connections.
Looks like it's going to be fun. Taking back to our top story tonight, 44 victims of the Patel Dam tragedy were today laid to rest at an emotional send-off ceremony attended by, among others, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. This was after an interdenominational funeral service conducted in Salai area of the county of Nakuru. Our man on the ground in Nakuru, Elfas Lagat, attended the ceremony and now reports.
Definitely, when a tragedy strikes, people, they really need a lot of support in every way, financial support, but now we come in to give that moral support and spiritual support, prayer support to the families, because we feel that that's what we really need, mainly when a time like this comes to our family.
Tukiwa hapa tukiomboleza pamoja nanyi, tuwaomboleza pia pamoja na Wakenya wote ambao wamepoteza wapenzi wao kwa sababu ya mafuriko ambaye imekuwa ikiendelea katika taifa la Kenya.
More than 10 containers of sugar and spaghetti were today destroyed by the government in Mombasa as it escalates the war on contraband goods. The destroyed goods were part of 163 containers identified with contraband goods, as our Francis Mtalaki now reports from Mombasa.
The multi-agency team comprising of KPA, KRA, the police, Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission and the private sector destroyed the 10 containers which were part of 163 containers already identified for destruction.
We are focusing on all forms of illicit trade, contraband goods, uncustomed goods, undervalued goods, substandard goods, counterfeit goods, all that.
Because if we have to generate jobs in this country, if we have to grow industry in this country, we must get rid of illicit trade. We must be in a position to create a level playing ground.
We all work as a team. And we have even gone further now to enjoin the private sector, and that is why we are doing this work here at Baburi.
More than 200 containers belonging to various traders are still being probed at the port of Mombasa. In addition, the multi-agency team operating in all entry points in the country are inspecting 100% of the cargo.
If you bring consolidated cargo into this country, effective yesterday, we are inspecting 100% of that cargo. And if we find that it's substandard, it's going to be destroyed.
We have a number of manufacturing companies that have gone under because of stiff competition from products that should not be in our market.
The targeted areas are the Port of Mombasa, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi, and the Eldoret Airport, as well as porous border points. Francis Mtalaki, KTN News, Mombasa.
From Mombasa to Migori now, where Nyatika Member of Parliament, Tom Odege, has given Chinese gold miners in Migori an ultimatum of 10 days to vacate the region. While addressing gold miners at Osiri Matanda within his constituency, Odege said the foreigners have been exploring the rich mineral ores of Makalda mines illegally. Bondo Member of Parliament, Gideon Ochanda, added that investors should follow community regulations and work with local miners in exploration. The miners fear that foreigners may deplete their minerals owing to their modern machinery.
We are not going to allow illegal investors to come to Nyatike and fleece our people. Nobody authorized them to be here. And today, as the MP, I'm directing, they must leave Nyatike today.
If it is mining here, I'm saying the law is clear that between the surface and 4 feet down is individuals, is ours. From down there, 4 going down is the government. But for the government access from number 5, feet 5 going down, it must go through a surface that is ours.
Hawaongei na mtu chochote yoyote na wana security na wakichimba wanaenda na hizo mawe zote. Uelewi mahali wanaweka.
This is KTN Prime. Thank you for staying with us. Still ahead, in business, real estate developers are working to lower costs in order to start to meet mass market demand as outlined in the Big Four agenda. Details next.
This is KTN News.
With over 38 years of excellence, transformation, and servant leadership, Daystar wants to share this experience with you.
Hi, my name is Ian Mwangi, a second-year student at Daystar University pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Music. I've loved music since I was 12, and I've always wanted to pursue it professionally. When I looked around, I found no better place than Daystar University. You can turn your passion into a profession only at Daystar University.
Book your intake now. Call us or visit www.daystar.ac.ke for more information. Daystar University. Excellence, transformation, and servant leadership.
I don't know how it came, but niliona kitu ya land. Na for sure, nafikiria memory notice ni Range Rover. After that, sikuwa na kitu kingine. Mimi nikamuita, Masi. Nafikiri mara 3. Hakuitika na mimi nikaenda tena blank. Kamuuliza, na Mamolini yako wapi? Ako aje? akaniambia si hako mbaya sana, lakini alikufa.
This is KTN News.
Welcome back once more. Turning to business now, real estate developers are working to lower costs in order to start to meet mass market demand as outlined in the Big Four agenda under the housing and manufacturing pillars. One initiative that aims to have major impact is a move by a company, Harry Homes, to start manufacture of its own cement. The company has already commenced mining limestone as a raw material and recently held an event to sensitize potential investors.
We have done this. We actually done this because we realized the only way to bring the cost of construction down is actually by trying to look into the manufacture of raw materials. So being one of the heavy consumers of cement, because we consume about 5,000 bags of cement per month, we thought the only way is to do a backward linkage and try and start processing the material as well. And this is in line with actually the Big Four agenda for the president, which is affordable housing. So by bringing making the affordable houses affordable, we must bring the cost of cement down. And the only way we can do that is by starting to manufacture our own. We've actually started the process. The feasibility study has been done the last 2 years, but the actual construction is expected to start January 2019. For the next 6 months, we are trying to acquire the licenses. We are trying to deal with the community, which we've actually been dealing with, and all that. So we'll be ready to start by January next year.
Well, the project. So we are adapting to new formwork technologies, new kind of compact material technologies. Like there is a big plant called CMAX, which is already established in Ruiru, and they have already, as part of success story with that, they and looking into the agenda, Big Four agenda of the government of Kenya, they have reduced the construction time from conventional 24 months to 26 months to almost around a year, 8 months to 12 months. You are able to deliver around 850 houses. So that will actually integrate with the President's visionary program, and that is how technological partners like us who are partnering into that will help the country grow, create employment.
To some good news now. ASME, the world's largest organization for mechanical engineers, just named 3 social entrepreneurs based in Kenya as regional grand prize winners of the prestigious 2018 ASME Innovation Showcase, the first global competition to recognize and reward hardware designs with a social purpose. The 3 inventors were judged and selected out of the 9 finalists who traveled to Nairobi to vie for a share of the $500,000 in awards and technical support to help bring their design prototypes to populations in need. The regional grand prize winners included Ishmael Hezekiah, whose company, Bentos Fuels, has developed an innovative recycling process using harvested water hyacinth, an invasive plant species, and mixing it with paper sludge and charred waste biomass to produce smokeless charcoal briquettes that are efficient, affordable, and environmentally friendly. Samuel Castro's biogas milk chiller by Simgas enables off-grid dairy farmers to store, deliver, and sell the highest possible quantity of milk. And Smart Brooder by George Chege, which is an environmental controller that assists farmers by ensuring the conditions within the chicken brooding space are kept within optimal levels. Elsewhere, Kenyans are set to benefit from new opportunities created by the increased demand for services within the emerging oil and gas sector. According to Petroleum and Mining Chief Administrative Secretary, Engineer John Mosonik, Kenya is set to implement a local content policy and regulations to facilitate participation of Kenyans in the energy and petroleum sector, including utilization of locally available goods and services and human resources.
The government will focus on, among other sectors, oil and mining and gas. And to support these sectors, the government will facilitate the exploration of coal and iron ore deposits, supporting value addition in oil production and develop policy and incentive framework to attract international investors to the sector. Inadequate manpower, technical capacity, and local content in oil and gas exploration and production activities are some of the key challenges facing the oil and gas sector, and particularly the upstream petroleum development. And in this vein, the establishment of Burundi Institute of Oil and Gas by Kenya Pipeline Company is no doubt a major milestone in ensuring local content development in oil and gas.
Look at what happened today in the Nairobi Securities Exchange as well as the money markets, how the shilling did. And that's how we leave it on business this Wednesday night. But let's cross borders now to Burundi, where polling centers are due to open in Burundi as the country takes part in a referendum that could extend the tenure of President Pierre Nkurunziza in office for at least a decade. The East African nation has been unstable since 2015 when Nkurunziza decided to seek a third term in office that his opponents said was unconstitutional. Our reporter Mark Namaso tells us more from the capital, Bujumbura.
2 weeks of campaigning for a yes or no in the upcoming Burundi constitutional referendum have elapsed. The country's electoral body saying they are ready for the job ahead.
According to the law, the polls open at 6 o'clock in the morning and close at 4 o'clock.
The commission says its over 11,000 polling stations are ready and secure in the country and will also attend to voters abroad.
All those military deployed in Somalia and in Central African Republic will vote.
We spoke to a number of residents in the capital, Bujumbura, concerning their plans for Thursday.
Kwa referendumu ya kesho, sisi tuko tayari kwa kwenda kufanya uchaguzi. Hatuna uga wowote, nchi iko na amani.
Saa 11 tu nitakuwa niko tayari pale. Nitaanguka pale pangali saa 11 ili niwe wa kwanza kabisa kupiga kura.
Kimaisha kubadilika ni kila raia awe na uhuru. Alafu atafute bila tatizo, hakuna mwenye anamnyanyasa.
Kwa mafanikio ya kesho, sisi tunaona ni usalama sana kwa nchi yetu ya Burundi. Tunafurahia sana kwa matora hii walitayarisha kwa nchi yetu ya Burundi.
Voters need a voter's card and a national ID to vote, but in the absence of a voter's card, an ID and proof of registration in a polling station will do.
Military police, observers, drivers, the staff of the Electoral Commission. So we decide and we clarify which categories of people who can vote where they are not supposed to vote because of their duty.
A total of 55,318 polling officials have been deployed in an exercise whose results will tentatively be out in about 24 hours. Mark Namaswa, KTN News, Bujumbura, Burundi.
Thank you, Mark. Be sure to stay with KTN News for the coverage of Burundi's historical referendum for the results, the voting and the analysis. We'll cover that for you in the way only we can. Today being Wednesday, that's all from me on KTN Prime tonight. For all of us here on the broadcast, thank you for spending part of the evening with us. Remember, coming up shortly is the sports, the latest, including the latest results, football results from here in Nairobi. Robinson Kenya has the latest for you. Good night from Nairobi.